Send it to him on LinkedIn too. I'm thinking this too much. Oh, I'll keep you to the video. My general boy. Hello, hello.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yo, how's it going, Bryan?
Chilling, bro.
Yes, sir. Any plans today, bro, or what?
I'm gonna go to the San Jose Earthquakes versus the LA Galaxy game today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Is it going to be in San Jose or what?
it's gonna be right here at
Mm,
Stanford Stadium.
for sure, that's dope. I didn't even know that they were going to
Right.
play.
Huh?
I said I didn't even know that they were going to play.
Me neither. My cousin just bought me a ticket, bro. So I'm going now.
I feel it, I feel it. How much are the tickets for those games?
Well, my cousin paid 65 each for some good seats, but right now he was saying that they were going for like 130.
Dang.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Hey, but I mean, low key, they're kind of tough, I'm not going to lie. I
Yeah,
heard good
just
things
going for
from
the
them.
vibes, you know.
Nah, I feel it, I feel it. I know what you mean. I've only been to like one like big soccer game, and it was in San Jose too. It was Las Chivas, I think. Jugaron
Oh,
Chivas.
okay.
Chivas, and I forgot what team, but they played and it was just for the vibe, bro. Like it was crazy. I've never been to a stadium, bro. People get wicked out there, bro. Like they just go crazy, bro. Like when Las Chelas and everything, bro. They're just like
Yeah, bro.
it's crazy, bro. My dad almost got in a fight with these like random guys, bro, because like people were just like throwing beer like from like the top balcony, and then we were on the bottom. And it's like they got us all like drenched with beer, bro. My dad and my uncle they got like super mad,
Oh
but
yeah, bro.
yeah, people get crazy out there. But that's dope, bro. Sounds like you're gonna have some fun later. But how's what was it like 2 days, 3 days been?
Good, bro. I mean, just reading, bro. Finished the book. It was a good read, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Okay, for
it
sure, for sure. And what'd you
it
think about
actually
it?
connect. It was good, bro. It actually connected a lot to Rich Dad Poor Dad, like the book,
Yeah.
in that little tiny section.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm glad you like that book. Oh, and even better that you read Rich Dad Poor Dad already. I'm like, dang, like when you told me that you read that one already, I was like, oh, bad, bro. Because I always ask people, I'm like, oh, you know the author Robert Kiyosaki? He's like, sounds familiar, but I don't know him. And I'm like, dang, nobody knows this guy. And then like I
Yeah,
asked you, you're like, oh, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I was like, hey, he knows who he is.
yeah,
But
bro.
oh yeah, that's dope, bro. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, pretty much, we're just gonna kind of cover like the business model, and kind of pretty much like what like almost like everything that like the book covered. We're kind of just gonna go through it. Let me just pull up a slideshow so you can actually see um my
What are you
screen as
doing
well.
for the weekend, bro?
My weekend, bro, I was just working. Like, what am I gonna do, or what did I do?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, this weekend, I know today I'm actually gonna go down to San Jose. So when you said the San Jose earthquake, so I was like, oh shoot, where's it gonna be at? He said to me in Stanford. I'm gonna go down to San Jose so I can just go spend some time with my business partners. I haven't been down there in a little bit because I've just been working full time. Gonna go see what's up with them. Uh, I don't know, maybe go close some sales down there or something like that too later today. Um, but I know tomorrow I'm gonna spend some quality time with my family. I'm trying to start dedicating the Sundays to them because, bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like my balancing when it came to like my personal life and like my family and everything like that, it was super unbalanced. And so like, um, I remember like what just a few days ago, my parents were kind of like they were just coming at me. They're like, hey, like you got to spend more time with us, this and that. You're always busy doing stuff. And I was like, I'm not like not trying to spend time with you guys. It's just like, you guys gotta understand where I'm coming from. Like, I'm working. I got meetings to attend. Like when it comes to like people and stuff like that. I don't have to, but because I choose to. And so I'm like, bro, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm trying to like they don't really see the vision now, but I know that they're gonna see it like, once it starts like generating more
Yeah.
income, once it like in the long run, they're gonna like keep doing that. So it's just like a little bit of like kind of like a back and forth. But I'm trying to start that like that better balance now because I have a girlfriend and I'm actually really able. I feel like I'm pretty good now to balance our time, our communication stuff like that. But like with my parents, I'm like, oh, they're my parents. They're gonna understand. So like I
Yeah.
like a lot on there, but it's like I got to be able to at least give everybody like a piece of my pie. So like I should
Yeah.
spend some time with them, but so yeah, probably gonna spend some time with them. I think I'm spend some time with my cousins and my dad. I haven't hung out with my cousins in a minute, bro. So it's like it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, last time we went like paintballing, so I better look at some ones.
Yeah.
Let me see, but that's what my weekend's gonna look. Okay, hold on, I got it pulled up. All right, but let me see if you can. Mm, all right, let me see if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I see it, bro.
Yeah, I bet. Let me see. Oh no 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 no. Go to camera. Okay, there you go. All right. Let me see. So I wanted to ask you, Brian. I ask people this question all the time. There's not really like a right or wrong answer, but I wanted
Hmm.
to ask you like, if you know what money blueprint is.
I'll be honest with you, bro. No.
It's all good, bro. And I didn't know what it meant either, bro. To be honest. But yeah, kind of like my bad. I kind of just jumped into it. But before we like really actually get into it, it's pretty much. I'm just gonna go over like the business model, the concept, like pretty much like how this business works. And if you have like any questions, just like stop, let me know at any time in like the slides because well, it's not that many slides. I'm kind of just gonna go like, pretty briefly, but I'll explain them to the best of my ability. But when it comes to money blueprint, bro, it's almost like your financial plan of what you see yourself doing like with the income you have coming in and also with the income that you gonna potentially have coming in. So it's almost like it almost is what it sounds like. It's almost like a plan with your money, to like know what you want to do with it. And so most people, especially at a young age like us, we don't really have that. It's kind of like
Yeah.
we kind of like we get money and then like the weekend comes by and like we're like waiting for the next paycheck to hit.
Hmm.
At least I was someone like that. I've never really been good at saving, bro. And like growing up, like I would make money. I would make a lot of money, but then I'd go out and I'd spend a lot of money. So it was just like it wasn't good. I never really had like a financial plan. I never had a money blueprint. But if we go to the next slide, essentially what the money blueprint is, I really like this like iceberg right here, kind of like analogy because it's like you only see the tip of the iceberg, which is really your
Hmm.
behavior. So when it comes to like having a money blueprint, it's pretty much not just about the money. Yeah, you have the money, but it's about the person who has the money, who like holds like the how do you say like the stakes when it comes to spending that money. And most of the time, we're conscious and it's our behavior. But what people don't see when we spend that money, or like when we have money, they don't see the feeling we have, our emotions, our attitude, beliefs, values, and conditioning. Meaning, like, all these things right there, pretty much. Like, what if we're getting government funded? What if our parents are paying for all of our bills? What if we're, self employed and, or like, off of our own self income and our parents aren't supporting us? Or What if you had like a potential accident in the past and you're getting a check every single month from that? So we don't really know where people are getting their income from, because most people they don't really like to disclose how much money they make or, really just share a lot about like finances. But if you look down to the left, you can see where it says mindset, action, and result. And I think this is really important because really having like that mindset of knowing what your money blueprint is really like assumptions and beliefs that drive that behavior. So it's like I go out and it's like a hot day and I'm not hungry, but like I'm craving something sweet. I'm like, damn, Loki, like I'm thinking of getting like an ice cream, or like something like that. Or like I'm just with my girlfriend, we're driving, and she's like, oh, like we just had food, but low key I'm craving something sweet. My girlfriend always does this to me. She's like, oh, like you want to get an ice cream or you want to go get Yogurtland, something like that. And then the action, behaviors we take, what we do. I'm always like, well, I'm trying to save money right now. And she's like, okay, but like I'll pay. And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, but like, like I want you to save money too. She's like, it's okay, doesn't matter, let's go. That's the outcome, that's the result, what we strive to do. So it's like, I always try to give people like a personal experience of mine so they can kind of like understand it a little bit more. But were you able to kind of get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like there's like three steps when it comes to like spending money and trying to save money. Because if I were to try to save money, I would have a stronger mindset. And then she's like, "Oh, I'll pay for it." I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. I appreciate you saying that. But what if we put that money to something else? We could save it for the long run, or we could save it, for maybe next time we go out." And I just say that next time we go out as well. Next time we go out, so we just never go spend money. But at the same time, then I'm gonna have a different result than her being maybe more happy. Like yeah, I have ice cream. But then if you look right here at this bottom right picture, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you know why we have a 2 day weekend?
Well, I honestly don't really know, but I'm assuming it's just to like relax, because that's what I be doing.
Yeah, no, and you're not wrong. Um, if we go back some time, back to when Henry Ford, this guy, the guy who created Ford, are you aware of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Henry Ford, I think this was back in like, I'm not sure if it was 1890 something or 19, I think it's early 19th century, I'm pretty sure. Um, there was like no labor laws back then. So like you can work Monday through Friday, I mean Monday through Sunday, and like work again Monday through Sunday, and like just pretty much slave almost pretty much. Not until after Henry Ford, he was actually the first ever person to give people a day off. And he didn't do it because he was like, oh, well, actually, let me step back. He gave them Sunday off. He wants them to rest, just like you said. Wants them, to take some time off so they can work Monday through Saturday, and then they have Sunday to rest, and so they come back and they're more effective. Because he was noticing that people would work Monday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday. They start to get health issues started to arise. They started not coming into work because they were just so tired. They never had a break. So he gave them Sunday off. Sunday, was a day for them to rest, relax, chill, just like you said. And then he was like, okay, I see some improvement, but now people, like they're just, they don't really want to, how would you say it? They don't like they're not being as effective as I thought. They were maybe it increased a little bit, but not so much. So he's like, okay, you know what? Let me give them Saturday off. So now his employees only worked Monday through Friday, but he gave them Saturday off so they can go out, spend the money that they earned, and then Sunday comes around and they just rest. And who knows, maybe they still go out and spend money. And then that pattern repeats. But the reason he gave them Saturday off was because he was like, man, these people are, like making a lot of money. They're resting Sunday and then they end up just not coming back to work. So they were kind of tactical with it. They were just saving their money. But he gave them an extra day off so they can go out and spend that hard earned money that he was paying them so they can come back that next week and work again and do that same thing again. And that's almost like how like the rat race cycle was almost created because it's like he knew that they're gonna need money to pay for their expenses to go out, go do recreational things, vacation trips, whatever it is. But essentially, that's almost why we have a 2 day weekend.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And when I first heard that, I was like, dang, bro, like what? Like, I never thought about it like that until like, I
Yeah.
and then I even did a little bit more research on it. It is true. I'm like, what the heck? Like, yeah, that's kind of crazy, bro. Like, how come I didn't know about this? I was like, I was kind of concerned. But I actually want to show you this quadrant, the ESBI quadrant. I know you're pretty familiar with it, right?
Yeah.
Um, do you think you can like break it down, like what the left side and the right side represents? Like, um,
Uh, yeah. I mean, the left side, to give kind of like a brief thing, the left side is more like people that depend on their income. Their time is money,
uh-huh.
and they don't have any leverage at all to, you know, have their money do, have their money work for them. While on the
Mm,
other side, it's more how do you get that passive income and having money working for you.
I see, I see. No, yeah, and you're completely right. I mean, what? You read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you read Business of the 21st Century. Now you're gonna pick up the cash flow quadrants and you're like, all right, let me read this one. Now I'm playing. But yeah, I mean, you perfectly explained it. And something that I really like that you said was the leveraging. Literally, the left side you have no leveraging, and the right side you are able to build a system for you that creates leverage. In other words, almost having, you know, what was it, money working for you essentially.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, we can kind of just skip past this thing because you're pretty familiar with that. And I actually wanted to ask you, what is your definition of success? And I say this because this is actually like the wheel of life, something that my mentor talks about a lot. It's on one of his what's it called again? One of his videos that I actually want to send you after we're done meeting today, and he pretty much talks about all these wheels of life and like all these pretty much like factors that come into play of like what I want. And I remember when, what was it? Tona, my business partner, he asked me, he was like, what do you want, like in your life? And I saw this in my head. I'm like, bro, I want all of those. What you mean? And then he was like, yeah, I want all of those too. And I was like, can I, but like, and then he asked me, oh, how many of these does my job provide me? And so when I thought about that, I was like, man, like not a lot, maybe like one, maybe two, if I'm like lucky, like when it comes to, I'd say what, maybe a little bit of personal growth. I'd say maybe fitness if I'm like really on my grind. Like I go to sleep like at 10 or like 10:30, and then I wake up the next day and like I work out. But it's a lot more effort on my side, to try to like strive for more of these things when it comes to like, let's say I didn't have a job. Let's say maybe I was, someone who was financially free. And these are things I would all strive for. I would do like, every single day. But maybe a bit of finance too. But I wanted to ask you now, you know, if you had the choice, to choose, any of these eight, what was it, eight topics, how many would you want, or what would you choose?
Dude, like you said, bro, all of them, bro. Who doesn't? You know what I
Exactly. Yeah.
mean?
Who doesn't want fitness, personal growth, family, finance, impact, entertainment, relationship, and freedom? It's like you're gonna have that peace of mind, not having someone behind you. Hey, did you clock in today? Hey, did you come into work today? Hey, are you doing this? It's like,
Exactly.
so it's always kind of like you have someone telling you what to do. And so I actually wanted to show you a little bit what we have right here on the left side. It says A right here. Essentially, this A is like me or someone like you.
Hmm.
Me, when I first started the process, I would consider myself a Z0. And this isn't just me saying I was a Z0, but also I remember I asked Tony a bunch of times, like after I finished the process, even to this day, sometimes I ask him, like, hey, like, what was I? He said I was like a Z1.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, like, but like, what does this mean? 'Cause I was like, I have no idea what this means. And so, pretty much, if I can break it down for you, Z1, I mean, Z0 is essentially you don't really have a goal. You don't know what you really want to do with your life. Like you have maybe something thought out, but it's not
Hmm.
even like certain. You're kind of just like, oh, I want to do this, but I'm not sure if I should do this or do that or do this. Like you have options, but you don't really have like a set in stone, like kind of like a game plan, or like how would you say, yeah, like a game plan of like what you really want to do, like with your life when it comes to like
Hmm.
career wise, but also just like your whole life in general. And so for me, um, I was a Z1. I had like an original end goal, meaning like I was like, okay, I want to go to college. I want to work for a financial firm or like a law firm, and really just be with them for some time. But I was obviously gonna take internships, try to find anything, to help me leverage, um, connect to those type of people, so I can, really try to get a position there. And I remember I told this to Ton, I was like, I'm gonna be there for a few years. I'm gonna learn a lot about their business, and then I'm gonna leave that company and I'm gonna start my own. And I'm pretty much gonna take their idea and just make it different or make it better.
Mm.
And so I pretty much just wanted to like come up on like any pretty much financial firm. But I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
that was my original plan, because I was like, okay, like, you don't gotta be creative when it comes to making your own business. You just gotta make something that already exists and make it better. So I was like, all right, I can do that. And then Tony was like, all right, how long is that gonna take you? I was like, I don't know, like what? When I get out of college, I'm gonna be like 22, I think I'm gonna be 22, 23. Maybe by the time I'm like 25, I'm gonna be like working there for some time, 25, 26, 27. Maybe leave when I'm like, 28, 29, and then do that when I'm 30. And then like my 30s, pretty much just like slaving again. And so I had like at least an original, I had like somewhat of a plan. Maybe it was like Z1 and a half, maybe not even a Z1, but it was essentially like I had something that I had in mind that I wanted to do, and it was kind of like game planned. Not really, but it was a little bit. And then Z2 is essentially you have a new end goal where you can see yourself having your own personal end goal more sharpened, more refined, but you can also see yourself doing this business with your end goal. And so over time, I feel like I've been able to slowly become a Z2 from being like a Z1, because like I'm like, all right, how can this business help me with what I want to do in my life? And how is it gonna like, lift me up to be able to do that and reach my goals? So um, right now you're still in the process. I don't expect you to be a Z2, because you're still learning about, the business, about how everything works. So you know, I'd say at this point right now, I kind of want to ask you, like, where do you think you would lie right now? If I were to ask you, like, what Z do you feel like you are?
I think I'm Z0, bro. I think definitely. I mean, it's a hard truth for me, but I think I'm a Z0. Like, I have goals in mind. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, but I just never really take action on them.
And I appreciate that, bro. Like, I actually respect you for that, because most people be like, "Oh, I'm a Z1 or I'm a Z2 already," just to like try to like glaze themselves, or just try to like impress me. But I really appreciate your honesty, because it's like I won't know how to help you unless you share out and you're open and transparent with me. Then I can know, then I know who I can connect you with. Maybe I can connect you to some people in this business, like, oh, you know what? They didn't have any goals when they were first starting off. But this is what they did to start to think of more of their why, to start having more motivation, more urgency, more discipline, to want to have a goal. To maybe sit down with my business coach and maybe plan out maybe just a rough draft of what you want to do, or just like get ideas jotted down, and then you can meet up with my coach and he can give you a more refined plan. Like, okay, this is what you should do. How should you do it? Why should you do it? And so I actually respect that from you. You said you're a Z0. That's completely fine. I've talked to Z0s before, and not trying to like say like, oh, you're a Z0. No, you're Bryan. You're a person.
Yeah.
But I've like when I like call people that like they say they don't have a goal, or maybe they do, and it's just like they have all these things they want to do, but they never really act on them, and that's fine too, as long as like you know what you want to do and like kind of have like a rough understanding of like what you see yourself doing. But if it's constantly changing, then yeah, you might have a goal, but it might just not be as strong as you think. So I appreciate you saying that, but don't like put yourself down for that, because at least you're aware of it, and at least you're taking
Yeah.
accountability for it. You're not just like, oh, like you're not just like putting it behind you. You're not just putting like your like your ego face or like your game face, like, oh, I'm better than this and that. Like, you're, how'd you say, you're setting your ego aside so you can actually like humble yourself so you can get help, which is what I really appreciate. So um yeah, bro, I appreciate you saying that. And definitely after this, bro, I want to send you some material that can even help you when it comes to like thinking of like goals, and even like almost like kind of like helping you kind of like break it down, just so you could think a little bit more. They're not like long videos, they're like hour-long videos from like my mentor. He kind of just does like he's pretty just like just talking to you, kind of almost drawing on like a whiteboard. And I know those videos are gonna help you a lot. They help me a lot to even think of like stronger and better goals, because I was like, bro, like low key, like working for like a law firm, having to get into that, and then like taking their idea and doing, I'm like, dude, I didn't know about like all the risks, the policies, procedures. Like, I was probably gonna get in jail, bro, if I ended up doing all that. Like, I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was just talking nonsense. But pretty much moving forward,
Let me
that's just a video that I want to skip. It pretty much just covers like a worker and someone who decides to build a pipeline. I can just, or let me, matter of fact, let me just show you it.
let me tell you a story of two friends, Pablo.
Are you able to see it though or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Let me tell you a story of two friends, Pablo and Bruno. Pablo and Bruno were young and ambitious. They dreamt of having their own house, a family, and living their life in wealth and peace. So they got jobs, carrying buckets of water from the river to the village fountain. They were ecstatic. The job paid well, and now they had a way of making their dreams come true. But even though they were young and buff, the river was far and the work was tiring. Bruno said to Pablo, "Dude, don't worry about it. We'll get used to the pain. Plus, one day we'll be able to buy whatever we want." But Pablo didn't agree. There had to be a better way. Pablo told Bruno about an idea of transporting water from the river without breaking their backs or wasting their time. It would be hard at first, but it would pay off in the end. Bruno laughed.
That would take months, years. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And so months went by and Pablo continued to work on his pipeline. Bruno and his friends laughed at Pablo. Bruno bought new clothes, dinners, and even a new donkey for his wife. So every day Bruno trudged out to the river and every day the bucket seemed heavy. Pablo worked on the pipeline and every day the village became closer. And after much time and dedication, Pablo had finished his pipeline and now was able to give water to the village without any effort at all. The villagers lined up and cheered Pablo for his work. What a hero, this guy.
I like water!
Bruno is older and bearded now, and the heavy buckets have taken their toll. He can't carry as many buckets of water anymore. He was out of a job. Pablo, on the other hand, was now rich and successful. He now had a continuous stream of income and had plenty of time to spend with his family and doing the things he loved. He told his friend Bruno that he had planned on building more pipelines and offered to help build Bruno one of his own. Eventually, Bruno built his own pipeline and they were both able to stop working and spend the rest of their lives with the friendship and the pipelines they had built. Pablo and Bruno secured a river of cash. Now you have to ask yourself, how long are you going to work a 9-to-5 job? How much longer can you settle for 5 days off a year? Win back your life. After all, you only get one. Are you a bucket carrier or a pipeline builder?
So pretty much when I first saw that video, I was like, I thought it was like a funny animation thing, but then I kind of saw like the message you're trying to share, and I was like, dang, I actually never thought about it like that either. You know, like, am I really trying to work my whole life? You know, like 9 to 5. Like, you know, how long can I really work that 9 to 5? And so, you know, that's why I'm really big on like, yeah, I'll work a 9 to 5. You know, because I need income. You know, I got a life. You know, I got a family. I got, you know, bills. I got things to pay, expenses. When it comes to like active income, but I definitely don't want to stay there my whole life, which is why I'm at 5 to 9, sometimes even my 5 to 12. Not saying you have to do this, but this is just I like to push myself sometimes. My 5 to 12 or like my 5 to 2 or my 5 to 1. I'm, you know, building my business. I'm doing things that, you know, personally develop me. Maybe reading books or watching audios or, you know, attending meetings that are like super late. You know, not because I have to, no one's making me, but because I'm choosing to. Because you know, I'm really trying to stretch my mental capacity, stretch myself more, so I can start building my own pipeline. Because, you know, like that video showed, you know, a lot of people are gonna not understand you. They're gonna put you down. Why are you wasting your time with that? Why are you doing this? You know, and they're saying that because, you know, you're doing something that's completely different than that 95% of what people do. So that whole 95% is like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You're wasting your time. Oh, this business isn't gonna work out. This and that, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. When I first started this business, my mom, my dad, my girlfriend, my best friend, none of them believed in me. None of them supported me. They're like, this thing's gonna be a flop. It's not gonna be good. You're just gonna waste your time, your money. And not until 3 months after, you know, they saw me make 1,200 in revenue, They saw me change the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I carry myself. And these aren't things that I just learned. This is just from being around other business owners who actually were interested on developing me as a person, not just as a business owner, but developing me as Christopher. Because let me tell you, bro, before, I'm pretty sure I already told you, but I was like sagging my pants, just doing a lot of stuff that wasn't like beneficial for my health, partying, drinking, smoking. The way I talked, I would cuss a lot. I would, like a lot. Like every sentence I said had to have a cuss word, and I
Yeah.
would like unconsciously even know that I was like saying it. Like subconsciously, I would just say it, and not until someone like, "Hey, bro, like you just cussed." I'm like, "I did." Like I wouldn't even catch my own self. But pretty much what I was trying to get to is that really just like, not a lot of people are gonna see like what you see. Like they're not gonna really understand and see the vision when it comes to building your own pipeline because what? It's gonna take time. It's gonna take effort, you know. But you need to have your own dedication, resilience, have that strong that work ethic, have that ambition, and really just like have like the ability to like put on like your blinders and really just go full throttle because you're gonna have a lot of people not believe in you, say that this isn't gonna work, and I just
Yeah.
want you to like mentally prepare for it because me, I wasn't prepared. I was like, man, they're right. This isn't gonna work, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never started my own business, like maybe just small side hustle, this and that, but never like a business. So I was like, you know what? Like I've helped my dad do it. Like even though none of my family supported me, my girlfriend didn't support me, my best friend, I was like, you know what? I always listen to other people. I always please other people. Let me do something for myself. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
If you guys don't want to support me, it's good. But I'm gonna do this because I want to do it. I kept doing it. I kept attending meetings. I kept learning about it. I kept, just learning the basics, the foundation, everything like that. And then what my best friend asked me, hey bro, how's the business doing, bro? My girlfriend, she's learning about the business as well. She's kind of going through the process as well. um, she likes the people a lot in the business. She has gotten a lot of value from the business. She's a very big introvert. It's hard for her to speak up. She can easily go out and make friends now. She can easily go out and communicate because just small little things like that is what you start to like notice and see that change in you. um, but my parents, they saw the change in me, how I dressed, how I acted. I already just told you. But yeah, it's gonna take some time. You're definitely not gonna see the change, but other people will see that change in you. Maybe like the first 3 to 6 months, you won't really see much change, but other people are gonna see you change. Then maybe like what 6 months to a year, you're like, dang, you're gonna look back at how you were maybe when you started the process. You're like, wow, I was what? I was lazy. I was always in bed. Unscheduled. I wouldn't use a planner. Um, didn't wake up early, but what
Yeah, bro.
so it's
I can
like,
definitely relate to that though. Like not fully,
uh-huh.
because I remember when I was doing like day trading stuff. Like I would show my parents, right? And I mean, for me, I mean, I care a lot about them. You know what I mean? So hearing
Definitely.
it from them, I think I know. You know what I feel like? It just sucks hearing it from them. You know?
Yeah. No, and it
So it's just
does.
like, damn, bro. Like really, like they're pushing me down instead of being like, hey, you know what? Just keep at it. So it was just, I think that's why I've been so inconsistent. You know? I mean, I'm more active in Merced because I just don't like doing things here because they're always like,
I know what you mean.
you know, putting
Yeah.
thoughts in my head.
Yeah, because like you do something like, hey, like look at this. They're like, oh, it's not gonna work. Stop doing that. Or
Yeah.
like it's because like they have like that old like telling you that like old Latino mindset. Like the only reason that they put it down, not because they want to hurt you, but it's because they've never done it. So because they've never done it, they're not sure if that's safe or not, and they just want
Mm,
what's best for their son. I know because the
yeah.
same thing has happened to me. I started my business. My parents never really started an e-commerce and franchising business. Maybe a traditional business like a taco truck, like something where like a self-employed business. Like if they're not there, they're not making money, but they don't understand
Hmm.
why I'm what attending meetings, doing all these things, driving down to San Jose, going down to meet my business partners. Like they just think I'm wasting time and being dumb in
Mm,
reality, but they don't know like a lot. Like they do, they just don't understand a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So it's just hard to make them understand. But I mean, it's really hard to switch someone's mindset, especially when they have like that engraved in their head, like their whole life has been like that. So yeah, but it's my bad. I didn't mean to take up so much time there. Um, I actually wanted to ask, why is it not easy to create a passive income? And like literally, like what I was just saying earlier, like you see like the iceberg again. People see passive income, they're like, oh, it's a big thing, but no one sees the hard work, the determination, the grit, the networking, the risks you take, the capital you invest, those late nights, sacrifices, trial and error, mistakes, having tenacity, learning new things, setting goals for yourself, time, managing your time, and then maybe just a little bit of luck. But the reason why no one teaches you, how to create passive income is because what? We were all programmed to work for money. I feel like I tell people this all the time, school doesn't teach you how to, create a business for yourself, to create something for yourself. School teaches you how to become a worker.
Yeah,
Because
straight up.
like we're getting taught by workers who teach us how to, go to college so we can become what? A worker for someone else. And so, two, passive income is never a subject in school. This is why I wanted to have Tone in this meeting because he unfortunately won't be able to make it today because he actually had to work. But I like how this part right here. He always shares how passive income was never a subject in school. Why? So it's never been on our attention. And he has a funny story because when he was a senior in college, I mean, sorry, a senior in senior in high school, he asked his teacher. He's like, hey, they were like picking their majors, like seeing what they wanted to do for college. He was like, is there a major where I can just learn about the stock market? And his teacher just laughed at him, and he was like, what the heck, like why are you laughing at me? Essentially, what Tona wanted to major in was passive income. He wanted to major in just not even like investing in finance, they just like the stock market. And so no one like no school or no like class is gonna teach you about that like educationally unless like you go out, you pay for it with your own money, you go out, you learn about it on your own time, because school's never like gonna teach you about that. Maybe about like
Yeah,
maybe like business 101, finance, like intro, and that's like tip of the iceberg, like very little bit. Like maybe they'll teach you about like credit cards and stuff like that. But even then, like they're teaching you about credit cards, so then when you get out, you can get a credit card and get debt and pay that off.
yeah.
But to do that, you need to have a job. So it's like, it's kind of just like this revolving circle. But when I first
My
saw this too, sorry, go
my
ahead.
mentor that he actually already graduated from
Hmm.
her son. He told me he was an MBA major, like he graduated and everything.
Hmm.
He told me this story where he told this professor because the professor was telling him how to run a business or whatever,
Uh huh.
and he told me that he asked the professor after class when everyone left, like, "Have you ever owned a business?" And like the professor was like, "No." He's like, "So then, how can you sit here and tell us how to do it?" And I was like, "Damn."
No, and
You know,
I was about to go to that too, because literally like that was literally my next point. So like the reason you said that is actually like kind of mind blowing. You were like reading my mind. No, and I believe that. I 100% believe that. We're getting like my major, management, business, and economics. I love that you said that. I've had friends like where I see it in my own eyes. They ask the professor, "Hey, have you ever owned a business? Have you ever ran your own company, ran your own business?" Well, no, but like I've done this, like, so then how are you even qualified to teach me about business if you haven't even ran your own business? You're going off of like what context clues about other people's businesses. Like we're like examining other people's businesses so we can like work for those companies. And I'm like, bro, I'm sitting here learning about business when you haven't even ran your own business. So it's like, what are you even teaching me? It's like, is it credible? Like, is
yeah,
it gonna work? So I actually really like that you brought that up because that's like we get taught business by employees.
yeah.
Because bro, school is a business. Like if you think about it, like
In itself, yeah,
it's a business. So like we get taught business, how to run a business by workers, by employees. So it's really like it's almost like reversed. So,
no, yeah,
but I should like
yeah,
that. Go ahead.
yeah. And it's like kind of like a rich side part. It's not to say that education is bad. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I'm
It's
not.
more. It's more in the sense of just like I forgot what it said in the book, but it was just something about be careful who
Who
like
you
what you take in and who you listen to.
exactly? And that why do you think I asked you? Actually, I didn't ask you this, but I asked you similar. I'm like, I asked you if you had a mentor, but now I remember a question that I wanted to ask you back in the past. But it was the question was pretty much revolving, like, who do you go to when you ask for advice, or like who do you go to when it comes to like I don't know, maybe like financial problems, or when it comes to like personal problems. Like who's that person you can like go to and ask?
Honestly, bro, I would normally, if I kept more contact with my mentor, I
Huh?
would say my mentor. But
Yeah.
honestly, bro, I just gotta thug it out by myself.
Mm. No, yeah, and I mean that's completely fine. I've talked to a lot of people who are like, hey, you know, I just use self judgment, and you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, because maybe someone else sees it from a different perspective than how you might portray it. You might be having like certain emotions flowing through you when you make that decision, but maybe someone else who's maybe more reasonable, maybe someone who's more logical can see like, hey, maybe you should do this, or maybe you should think of doing this. Like they might give you options of what to do. But I appreciate you sharing that with me because I was very much like that. Yeah, maybe I would ask people for help, but at the end of the day, I would just do what I wanted to do. Like I would just take my own advice.
Yeah.
And so like in a way, it's good because like you can easily make a decision, but it's bad because it's like shit. Did I think about this decision? Like yeah,
Yeah.
there's no going back now. So it's like it's a hit or miss. Like I like how you said that. I just dug it out because that's what I would say too. Like I would just make a decision. Like if it's bad, I just dug it out. If it's good, I'm chilling. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, but I appreciate you for sharing that. I wanted to kind of go to the next slide and show you about the B quadrant. I mean, you're already pretty familiar with it. It's pretty much building an asset for yourself, and I wanted to just share this with you because there is a lot of businesses out there. Because yes, there's a B quadrant, but I feel like B quadrant's very big. Business quadrant, one there's traditional businesses, but the thing about these traditional businesses, like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, things like that, you need a lot of capital. I mean, a lot, like hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to start up this traditional business. Two, you need a unique idea. And I love that Tone always says this. Every time Tona, he shares this with me, he's like, man, I don't know about you, but I know I have like the lowest level of creativity. Me personally, I feel like I have maybe a little bit more creativeness. I've thought about,
Mm.
like traditional business ideas. Maybe not so traditional, maybe just more kind of like dumb. Like I remember when I was younger, I was like in elementary school. I was like, yo, I want to create windshield wipers for glasses because like I would wear glasses when I was younger and it would rain and I'd always have to take them off and like that, clean them. And I was like, yo, I want to make that business, but like I want to make that a product and patent it. And I'm pretty sure someone took it. So I was like, damn. But
Mm.
even then, it was not really like a unique idea. It's kind of just more of like a dumb, like funny idea. Like who knows if that would even be successful or not? I doubt it. But you need high expertise. So that's three. And then last but not least, it's gonna take years for it to scale up. So almost like my dad. He has some capital. He has a unique idea for a taco truck. He made it really based on like his old pueblo. He has expertise in it. No one else can cook food like him. He has that sazon. Why? He's been working in the kitchen since he was 16 years old, maybe even younger than that. How old is he now? Like 41? So that's like almost like 30 years of just cooking, of making food, of seasoning food, of knowing how to like, cook at the right temperatures. He has the expertise in there. So no one else can really copy him. And if he wants to teach someone else, it's going to take them a while to reach his level. So that's why traditional businesses is like, they're good if you have capital, if you have a unique idea, if you have that expertise already, or know people that have expertise that will willing to work for you and are willing to sacrifice and put in a lot of time to invest, to scale up the business. And number two is you could just buy a business like a McDonald's, Starbucks, what is it, Burger King, any pretty much small franchise. But the thing about this, just like number one, you need a lot of capital. And not just capital, but liquid cash, meaning like the money in your bank account or like real just stacks with you, bro. It's like liquid. You can leverage existing platforms and products. So it's like when it comes to like let's say McDonald's, like you're really just gonna be leveraging like everything that McDonald's already offers, all their food, or, like you can't really change anything, you're just leveraging everything that they have. And then last but not least, it's not scalable. And that's the part that kind of sucks because it's like, let's say I get my own McDonald's, right? And I'm like, yo, and you ask me, you're like, yo, Chris, can you teach me how to get my own McDonald's? Like I see, you bought your own McDonald's, you're very successful with it. Can you teach me how to get my own? I'm like, all right, I got you, bro. But first, give me $1.2 million.
Dang.
And then you're gonna be like, hey, like for what? Like, why? I'm like, well, I mean, I'd love to teach you how to run it, but I can't just, like teach you how to get one. Like, you gotta pay for your own McDonald's, and that's how much it is to buy a McDonald's. It might have gone up now, but it's like roughly $1.2 million to own one single location of McDonald's. So it's that you see like how it's not scalable. I can't just teach you how to do it and then you can just
Yeah.
duplicate it. Like you gotta pay liquid cash, so it's like, but if we move on to the third one, network marketing, you know, low startup cost for what? Broke college students like me,
Hmm.
you know, um, leverage existing platforms and products, meaning, I can just leverage their products, their platforms, so I don't gotta come up with a unique idea when it comes to like I gotta create a whole freaking like new iPhone, and like see what's inside the iPhone. I already got products. I already have a platform. I already have a system that works. I can just leverage that. Three, there's scalability, meaning it's easy to scale up. Meaning, hey, you ask me right now, hey Chris, I want to learn more about your business. Can you teach me how to start up my own business? Of course, I'll teach you. I'm not gonna charge you $1.2 million, nor a penny. I'm just seeing if you're interested in learning about this. So there is scalability. I've already had some success in like the past year, but it also depends on like how much you're willing to put in and put out. The next
Yeah.
one, there's skill sets that are required, and not like required like you need to have these skill sets down to start your own business, but like you're gonna at least have to want to learn how to start building yourself up. That's why I say when it comes to like what really like I'd say like the first like let's say 3 to 6 months, maybe even the first year, because I feel like I'm still building myself up. Yes, I'm building my business, but what am I doing? I'm still reading. I'm still listening to audios. I'm really trying to like go out there and like do things I wouldn't normally do, stepping out of my comfort zone so I can really grow and develop myself more because this business requires what? Maybe some sales skills, maybe some people skills, being able to talk to people, and all these things I was not confident in. I was like, man, like, I'm a very talkative person, I'm a very friendly person, but just because, I that's like my personality doesn't mean I can know how to be a leader. I don't know how to even take ownership and be able to lead other people. I'm like, bro, I can't even lead myself. How do you think I'm gonna lead other people? So it's like, I'm not perfect. Don't think I'm perfect. I'm still building myself up as well. Every single day, I'm adding to that skill set. And then the main important one that I want to share with you is look for a good company, because there's a lot of network marketing companies, businesses out there, but I feel like some of them don't really show you the full picture, or they're not very transparent with you when it comes to everything. And so I actually want to talk to you about that and share with you a little bit more. So let me go to the next slide. Do you have any questions about this slide though or no?
No, I mean, the only thing I really got, to be honest, from this slide was that the first and second one, they don't necessarily are bad, but they're not the best to start off.
No, yeah, like I'm not saying never run a traditional business, never buy your own like existing business. I'm just saying like, let me ask you. I don't think you or me got like what $1.2 million if we combine all of our assets together.
Nah, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like what maybe if I had my Honda Civic with like beat up 2006 Honda Civic with like my savings, everything like that. That's nowhere near like even a million, bro. Like no,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
maybe a few thousand, but like even then, like in the low side too. But yeah, I want to go to the next slide, and pretty much I wanted to kind of share with you a little bit more about how this business works. Because what we're in the 21st century, we're no longer in the 20th century, where it's like you gotta go to the store and really buy stuff. A lot of people are doing a lot of online shopping, so I wanted to actually show you on the top left. There's traditional commerce, and then there's e-commerce. So traditional commerce is what? There's a manufacturer. They market their product, advertise it, they distribute it to what? A Costco, a big wholesale like that, and then people go out and they buy it. And if you look at e-commerce, there's a manufacturer, you have your own online store, and people can directly shop from that store. So you pretty much cut the marketing, you cut the advertising, and really the distributing. Because once they buy that product, they can order it to their doorstep, or you can order it and you can go deliver it to them. So either way, you're still cutting off like two really big costs. And so what I like to really share is there's a lot of advantages of what you know eBay, Amazon. When it comes to like these like little seller shops, because this is like very similar to like I'd say like what we do in our business. You know, it says what Amazon and middleman. There's that one says what no products, no physical store, low startup cost, less demand for employees, and great discount for manufacturer. Meaning you don't got to worry about having to worry about like what the products, like making the products. You're not gonna have like a physical storefront, so like you won't have to be in some like in a store standing there to sell your products or like your services. There's a low startup cost because what we're broke college students, so we don't really have money, you know. And then there's less
Yeah.
demand for employees. Like you don't need to go out looking for people to hire. Like you can do this by yourself. As you start, obviously I would help you. Someone else would help you as well, maybe Tona. Um, and then you get discounts from the manufacturers because what you're partnered with the company. Let's say, for example, what this person right here is partnered with Amazon. Amazon's gonna give them discounts for their products, so then they can go distribute them. But pretty much, what I actually really wanted to get to, like the nitty gritty, was to show you like the six companies on the bottom right. It says none of these companies existed 20 years ago, 25
Mm.
years ago. Uber, there's never even a thing. Like you would only see taxis, but let me ask you, when was like the last time you seen like a taxi?
Yeah, dude. They're very rarely you'll ever see a taxi, bro.
Yeah, I saw one a few days ago, but in my head I thought about this. I'm like, yo, I haven't seen a taxi in years, bro. And it was just like I was like, dang, how are taxi companies like still even out here? But the world's largest taxi company, owns no vehicles. Because let me ask you, how many cars does Uber own?
None.
Exactly. You know why?
Because the people work for them and they already have the cars. They
Exactly.
offer the service already.
Exactly. So what Uber does is they create a system. They create an app on their like so people can download on their phones. People can download that app. People who need money can sign up to be a driver with their own car, with their own insurance. So Uber doesn't pay for any of their stuff. And then
Mm.
people can also download the app to be a consumer. People who need a ride, people who have money to spend, who don't want to drive or don't drive. So you see how Uber's kind of just in the middle right here. People want to spend money. People who have a car are willing to do it. What Uber does is pretty much connects them together. And so the same thing goes for Airbnb. Same thing goes for Facebook, Instagram, Netflix. And really just like if you think about it, it's like they don't have like a physical storefront. It's
Mm-mm.
virtual, like it's just an app or it's just like something that connects people like Netflix. There's no cables, it's just an app you have on your TV. It's like almost on every TV, phone now, like and it's like what? You just pay to watch movies that other people like have on there. So it's like you're just paying to have the access. But what is it? It's an app. So it makes it easy for people to get. And essentially what I just wanted to say was like, you're really just the middleman. So this is another like I'd say like simple concept, another example you can kind of understand. Uh, do you know what a prosumer is?
Well, I'm assuming they just meet the need of a consumer, so they put themselves in the position of a consumer.
Yeah, exactly. And it's literally just what a producer plus a consumer. Someone who produces and someone who consumes. That's a prosumer right there. So you're right. And then what? I wanted to show you this right here because this is like the traditional retail model, maybe like a Target or like I don't know, like a Walmart, Costco. There's manufacturing, there's wholesaling, there's a warehouse, there's advertising. You retail the product and then customers go buy it. When it comes to
Mm.
a direct selling model, you cut out all these expenses right here. There's this manufacturing, independent distributors, which is someone like me, someone like you. Then they go sell it to customers, or customers go and buy from them. And maybe it's a little bit less, but because there's a lot, you're cutting out all that expense. Here, that retail price is a lot higher. Why? Because there's advertising, there's warehouse, wholesale, all these fees and extra added things for the same product, but maybe even lower quality. So we can kind of talk about that a little bit later. But you kind of get this?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. And then this is really important, retail margin, which is really just the difference between the cost and the retail price. So in a traditional versus a direct selling, traditional is what? They have the company, distributor, wholesale, retailer. Someone go buys it at the retail store. At a direct selling, there's a company, and then it's direct selling. So there's no advertising fee, no advertising in the middle. I earn the money. So pretty much what? I'm getting paid from the company. I'm just changing my shopping habits. But I can go into that a little bit later as well. What I really wanted to share with you though is that our company has or focuses on daily consumption products. So let me ask you, do you think if there was like another COVID, you're still gonna brush your teeth?
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
I would too, right? Let me ask you, are you still gonna wash clothes if there's
Yeah.
another pandemic? Are you still gonna use deodorant?
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we focus on is daily consumption products, not because we like the products, but because we know that this is a necessity that people are gonna continue buying every single month. Because let's say we focused on like iPhones or computers or high ticket items. How often do you buy a computer?
Not that often.
Right? Maybe like what? Once every 4 to 8 years, 4 to 6 years.
Until it breaks, bro.
Until it breaks. That's what I'm saying, right? Like I'm not gonna buy one until it breaks. And
Yeah.
then what I really like about our business is that we have a 180-day satisfaction guarantee. That's essentially 6 months. So let's say you use a product, you use the whole product, and on the 179th day, you call the company, hey, I didn't like this product. It didn't work. It didn't, do what I thought it would do. I want a refund. Okay, that's completely fine. I'll refund you. Give you your money back. And they won't even ask for the product. What do you think that shows? What do you think that shows you?
I don't even know, bro. Maybe that they just don't need the money.
Okay, well, let me break it down to simpler terms.
Oh.
Target and Walmart, they give you like 15 to 30 days. Like when it comes to like return policies. But our company gives you 180 days.
Oh, okay.
So we,
Like you have time
we
to
have
actually try the product.
exactly. You have time to actually try the product, but another big thing is we have that confidence in knowing that our product is good product, a quality product, and something that you're most likely gonna like. Meaning we're confident in what we're selling. We're not just selling it just to like, just to make money or just to like, push products, but we're selling it because we believe it's really gonna help you because of the quality of the product. And then last but not least, like, were you able to understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. And then last but not least, there's training and association provided. So like don't just think that you're gonna jump into this and you're gonna do it alone. That's kind of what I thought, I'm not gonna lie. But that's why I attend that's why I'm gonna go to San Jose later today. So I can learn a little bit more, hang around my, business partner, my association. Maybe do a little bit of just like what HPH and just talking, training with my business partner. He always helps me out because I'm someone who doesn't really think a lot before I make decisions. I kind of just like do things like rationally, but he kind of like, hey, he gives me scenarios of what I should do. So it kind of gives me advice. But there's gonna be training and association provided, meaning we're gonna like help you to become successful because that's gonna it's gonna be like a win-win situation, and that's what I want to kind of get into next. Look, so there's a performance bonus. Sorry, give me 1 second. My bad. So there's a performance bonus, and essentially, it's like what? Direct sales. So I wanted to share this with you. You've worked a job before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever had a time where you're working with someone else with a coworker? You said you worked at what was it, Panda Express?
And
Okay, so let's say you're working at Panda, right? You and your coworker, you're getting paid the same exact amount of money. There's a rush happening right now. You're busting everything you have. You're like, like there, you're doing everything. You're going back and forth. You're sweating, and then you go to the back and like, hey, you do the dishes, or like, hey, you getting this done? They're on their phone, and they're just scrolling.
that's already happened, bro.
Exactly, exactly. It's happened to me too, and you can't even get mad because it's like you guys get paid the same. Like even if he's doing that and you're over here busting yourself, like you guys get paid the same. That happened to me before too. I'm like, you know what? He's doing it. Let me go do it too. I'm like, well, if he's doing it, might as well let me do it too. Like, what's the point of me working harder? I can work harder, but I'm not making any more money for it. So, the point I'm trying to make it is that I really like this business is because it's really performance based. You know, like if you work harder than me, if you want to close more sales, if you want to make more money in this business, you're gonna do that. So it's like this isn't like a position based, type of what's it called again? Position based compensation. Meaning like, let's say I help you start into this business, and yeah, like let's say like I pretty much help you start your business, and I help you close a sale, or like I help you, close a lot of sales. You know, I'm gonna do that because obviously I want you to make money, but it's also a win-win situation. There's a leadership bonus. I'll get into that right now too. But I actually wanted to ask you. Let's say you finish the whole process right now.
Huh.
Like, congratulations, Bryan. You're done. You finished the process. Let's say I sign you up for the business and you want to get started. But you haven't closed any sales. You just signed up and like you're ready to like launch your business. How much money do you think I made?
Probably zero.
Yeah, exactly. Made $0. Why? Because you made zero sales. But if I helped you, if I showed you how to make sales, because I'm not trying to like glaze myself, I'm known on how to make sales. I'm known on having a big customer list. Um, if I teach you how to close sales, how to do sales, it's going to be a win-win situation. Why? Because first, you're closing sales, you're making that retail margin profit, and then you're still getting money back from just changing your shopping habits or helping other people change their shopping habits. And there's a leadership bonus for me helping you being able to close
Okay.
sales. So I'm not taking money from you, but the company pays out. I think it's like a 6% fee or 6% like a royalty to me for taking that
Helping
leadership
me.
exactly for helping you exactly because what I don't have to help you, but I'm choosing to put time into you. I'm choosing to teach you my skill set. I'm choosing to really show you how to talk to people, how to build that relationship so you can close that sale and consistently close sales. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, for sure. And then I actually wanted to ask you, do you know what a pyramid scheme is?
I've heard of that, but I never actually like got like a hold of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, for sure. No, yeah, no worries. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I never heard of it too. I like low key, like I've heard of it, but I never like really knew what it was. But the reason I want to show you this is because, like I said, there's there's a lot of different network marketing businesses out there, and there's some that aren't transparent. There's some that, sorry, I need like a get of water. But there's some that don't really share a lot of information. There's some that maybe do. But me, I just want to show you like what pretty much what a pyramid scheme is, what a job is, and like really like how to make a good educated decision. So I'm not like trying to pressure you to do anything. I really just want to teach you so you understand what these other businesses are doing, because there's other businesses out there that are legal. Because what pyramid schemes, they're illegal. They're illegal businesses that we're gonna get into right now. But if you look at this picture right here, a job versus an MLM or a pyramid scheme, for example. My bad. Dang. So your job, you have a boss, an owner. They most likely make the most money. Then you have your managers, your specialists, and then you have your workers. Standard wages, good earnings, great earnings. And then if you look at what? A pyramid scheme, I'm pretty sure they work in a way it's like, oh, give me this amount of money and I'll be able to flip it or triple it in like 2 weeks. People end up giving their money. There's no product, no service. They're just giving their money thinking they're going to get a big ROI, and most likely they just get scammed. Maybe 4% are doing okay. Maybe 0.4 are rich, and then there's like the guy who started it. All the money's flowing upwards. He's pretty much just collecting money from everybody. But if you look at this, it's not so different from a job. Because I've actually learned this too. I'm like, wait, like, I don't make more than my assistant manager. I don't make more than my operations manager. I definitely don't make more than my branch manager. So isn't my job low-key like a legal pyramid scheme? I don't know. That's just something I question sometimes. Maybe it's completely different because we offer products and services that actually help people. Like I work at a bank. We help people with loans, things like that. So, but I really wanted to like get into like the nitty-gritty and really show you how a pyramid scheme works, so you can know how to avoid or really like look out for these type of things. Because I'm not just gonna like walk you through a process and just like, hey, come do my business, it's good, this is this and that. I want to show you what illegal pyramid schemes look like and what legal pyramids look like. Almost like what? Like jobs. Because what? Jobs are damn near like a pyramid scheme, but they're legal, and then there's illegal ones. So first, I kind of want you to kind of put your attention over here. This is how a pyramid scheme works and how to spot a pyramid scheme. So essentially, the company would charge like a high entry fee, and the company's business model is vague. Source of income is primarily based on recruiting new members. And so I really want you to look at that because, like you said, let's say, or let me first even ask you, at this point, do you feel like I've recruited you, or do you feel recruited? And you can be honest.
No.
You don't? Okay, exactly. And I actually kind of want to like maybe shed a little bit more light. In like, I'd say technicality, almost yes. But let me break it down. Your school recruits you. Your job recruits you. Almost anything you do, there's a recruiting process. There's an interview process. There's like some type of process where like it's a type of recruitment. Clubs on campus recruit you. So I don't like me. I don't like to use that word recruit. I like to use the word what is it called again? I like to like what? Share with people. I like to help people. But yeah, like you said right there, income is primarily based on recruiting new members. Let's say I signed you up right now. I recruited you into my business. I would earn $0. That just goes to show right there. That's one green flag that this business isn't a pyramid scheme. And then right here, the products sold by the company is the biggest giveaway. They are usually overpriced or have no market value or have no market or consumer value, meaning either the product is super overpriced, it doesn't work, it's not good, and it really just like attacks product that sometimes they don't even have products. So always be on the lookout for that. And then right here it says legitimate companies would discourage salespeople from buying too much product, stock, and offer opportunities or refunds for unsold products. Pyramid schemes do the opposite. So pyramid schemes aren't going to tell you to do that. They're going to tell you, invest all your money, buy all these things, do it. Like if you don't do it, you're not going to make money. We're never once going to force you to buy anything. If you want to buy products for your business and share, maybe invest, sample out products to customers or people you may know, okay, do that. Maybe you can ask us for advice. Hey, should I do this? Well, if you want to, you can, but these are some options. You don't have to, though. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're your own boss. You don't need to listen to me. You don't need to listen to anybody else. And then the company would promise you unusually high returns. Like, oh, if you invest $1,000, you're going to get like 10K back. Trust. here we're gonna be logical. It's like, okay, if you're gonna invest, let's break it down how much money you can make. Let's do price per unit. Like, we're gonna walk you through the steps, and we're gonna like do it first before you even do anything. So, you know, promise high returns on your investments. The more you invest, the higher returns you'll be. You see, so like they're kind of just like, it's almost like a psychology type of thing. They just try to get you, bro. And so, pretty much everything we just explained right now. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So essentially, recruits must pay an entry fee to join this exclusive company. The more you pay, the more benefits, privileges you get. Let me ask you, how much money have I charged you?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Recruits are given products to sell, but focus is placed on them by recruiting more people to join us. I already asked you, do you feel recruited? You said no. Am I giving you products so you can go out there and sell, but mainly focus on recruiting people? I'm not going to do that. Recruits are paid commission for every new member they bring into the company. New members then recruit more people to join and pay entry fees. Like I said, there's no entry fee into this. So even if you do want to go, I don't know, maybe help other people start their own business, you're not charging them an entry fee. You're not giving money to me and then I'm giving it to Tona, and then the Tona money's gonna go. Like, that's not how it works. Like, I'm never once gonna ask you for money. I'm never paying Tona any money. Like, he's tripping. So the system is designed to benefit the few top management or early entrants into the company. Hence why it's called a pyramid scheme. Eventually new members, like the main source of income of the company, will run out and the entire scheme collapses. And then the last dude members at the bottom lose their hefty investments while those at the top pocket the money. So essentially all the money is just going up. You see how the cash flow starts from the bottom and goes all the way up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially that's what like an illegal pyramid scheme is. There's a business owner, someone at the top, the first people who maybe came in, the second people who kind of came in, who were probably referred by these people, and then these people who were referred by these people, and then it pretty much just keeps going. And so right here it says value. It goes up. People spend money, they give money, the money travels upwards. Key components to really look out for: value flows up to higher levels. Another one, there is no actual product. That's what I'm saying. Some of these don't even have products. They're just like, oh, give me 2 bands and I'll flip it for you. And Tona has a funny story with that too. That's why I wanted him to, join up, because he has a really funny story when it comes to, like, especially covering pyramid schemes. And then you are paying and being paid to refer others into the business. So it's like you're incentivized to go out and like recruit people so you can make money, but that's not really how it works. Now let me show you what a legal pyramid scheme is. There's a business owner, manufacturer. This is what, a legal pyramid scheme is. The value goes downwards. There's wholesalers, there's retailers, and then you have your customers. So you're not going out looking for people to recruit them so they can go out and do the same and you make money from that. But essentially, you're going out, you're sharing your products. Maybe you can do some business to business. You talk to some, I don't know, some gym owners. Hey, I have these, amazing products. I wanted to, sample them out to you. Can I possibly get in your gym? Maybe you have some family members, some cousins. Hey, I have some products I wanted to sample with you guys. I wanted to share these things with you. Those are your customers. So you're not investing into products and then not getting an ROI. We want you to be able to make money. Hence, it's called a business. If you're not making money in the business, then, is it a business? So, key components: value flows downwards. Everyone gets something of value out of the business, unlike the money just going up here.
Yeah.
And a big one, there is a product or a service. The price of the product is fair for the price charged, meaning, it's a fair price at the quality of the product. It's not going to be like a cheap ass little product and then it's like $10,000. Like, it's not going to be crazy. But pretty much what I really wanted to get at is you need to look at the primary source of income to see how the money works. You need to understand recruitment versus sales. You need to understand the sustainability. Like, okay, is it sustainable long term? And then you need to like the legality of it. Like, is it legal? Is it ethical? Is it something that, I can really do without getting arrested or something like that, So, do you kind of understand this slide right here?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. And stop me anytime you have any questions or anything like that, all right? And then I kind of just want to share with you the pros and cons. when it comes to this business. So pros, we already mentioned, there's a low startup cost. There's not really a lot of things you need to invest into, maybe into some products early if you want to, but we don't really recommend you invest in the product without getting to know like the product, the knowledge, really like I say maybe attending some meetings, some associations to really like actually want to develop yourself a little bit. Cons, risk involved. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's risk involved in anything you do. I woke up today, I stepped out of bed. There's risk in me falling off my bed. There's risk every time I turn my car on and I drive to work. So risk is involved in anything. Then there's a difference between risk and educated risk. So it's like, systematic risk. Like I bet you're familiar with that because you did day trading. So it's like there's always risk involved in day trading. It's like either you're gonna make money or you're gonna lose money,
Yeah.
But how much risk are you willing to take? Pros, flexibility. This is something I like about it a lot. I'm a business owner. Yes, I have my own business. I can join meetings on my computer. I can go down there in person, join a meeting. But there's flexibility. I work full time. I work part time with my dad. I got a girlfriend. I got a family. I got own personal things to do. I can still have time to run my business. So it's like not every single moment I gotta be there. Because comparing it to my dad's taco truck, if my dad's not at the taco truck, he's not making money. If I'm not, if I'm not with my business partners, they can still close sales. They can still, go out there and want to grow their business. Why? Because I'm building a system. I've been able to teach some of my business partners, hey, this is what you should do. This is what I've done to, be able to close this sale. So as long as I teach them and I invest that time into them and actually want to help them, like that win-win situation, they're going to want to, go out there and, do the same thing that I did because I had result. They're going to want to, I want for them is to get higher than that result. I want them to do better than just, let's like do what I did. I want them to do more. And so cons, this is not a get rich quick opportunity. So if you're thinking that, you're going to do this and you're like, I'm going to make a bunch of money in like 1 year or like in like, 6 months, I'm going to make a bunch of money and I'm going to be rich. That's not what this is. I'm going to be completely honest. This is going to take time. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take effort. It's going to take resilience. You're going to have to put time and work into this. Almost like in anything. Nothing, how do you say? Is it nothing easy? Or nothing?
Nothing comes easy.
Exactly. Nothing comes easy. And you know that. We're Latino. When it comes to like making money, bro, and like working, you got to work hard to make money. But here, I feel like it's not really working hard. It's working smart. So, yes, you're going to make money. Maybe not so much money at first, depending on like how much, time, effort you put onto this. Because people ask me all the time, how much time do I need to put into this? How many hours a week is like the ideal? I tell them like, this isn't a job, bro. Like you have the wrong mindset. Like if you want to build, a long-term asset for yourself, me, I'm willing to put in as much time as I need to. Like I don't count the hours anymore, bro. When I was new, I was just kind of like, all right, I put 3 hours into my business today. Now, bro, it's like, bro, I just stay up, bro, until like until like I can just like indulge in all the knowledge I can. But I can always learn something new every day. But I just wanted to make it clear this isn't a get rich quick opportunity. And if it was, then I'd just say turn around and run away. Because if there ever is a get rich quick opportunity, you most likely don't want to do it because they're gonna either ask you for money or they're gonna most likely be like a pyramid scheme or something like that. And another pro is potential to scale a big business. So just like I said, it's not a get rich quick opportunity, but you have the potential to scale up a big business. Over time, you're going to be able to see and learn how to scale up your own business. I will be able to teach you how to scale up your own business. My business partners will be able to teach you how to scale up your own business and really just be able to put the time and effort into wanting to do it as well. Another con, something that we kind of covered already. You're going to feel lonely. People are going to tell you it's not going to work. People are going to tell you it's going to fail. Almost if you do anything out of the ordinary from the 95% of the people on the left side in the employee quadrant, and if you start doing things that those 5% of people do in the world, that 95% is going to come and just like bombard you. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, like you're going to these meetings, you're dressing differently. Why are you wearing suits and ties? Like, like, what's up with you? This and that. Oh, you're wasting your time. Oh, you're going to go to do that again? Oh, okay. Like, have fun. They're going to mock you. They're going to make fun of you. Unfortunately, it's the truth. I'm just telling you now because, like, Hey, maybe it won't happen to you. Maybe you'll have a
Yeah.
very supportive friend in the family. But I'm just saying, from all my own personal experience, it kind of sucked at first. Even my own girlfriend and my own parents didn't believe in me. They're like, this isn't gonna work. It's gonna flop. You're just wasting your time. And for me to have that ability to actually overcome that, hey, you know what? I appreciate that, but I'd really appreciate it if you could just keep that to yourself. Because they were just passing all this negative to me. And I'm like, bro, I literally remember I was in the process when they were telling me all this. I was learning about the business. I was just gonna quit. I was like, nah, you know what? I don't want to do this. This isn't for me. All these people are saying I can't do it, so I can't do it. But am I gonna listen to other people tell me that I can, or am I gonna be like, hey, just because they told me that I can't doesn't mean I can't. I can do anything I want. If you really put your mind to it, you can really do anything you want in this world. But another pro, mentorship. It's a really big one. I like it a lot. It's helped me change. It's helped me develop professionally, personally. Almost in every aspect, it's helped me when it comes to my own life. Not just in business, but like my life as well. And so I really value the mentorship. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me grow a lot. Um, Even when it comes to like getting jobs, when it comes to making my own plan, or when it comes to making a budget sheet. My parents have never once told me about making a budget, having a budget for myself. My coach sat down with me, broke down all my expenses, broke down how much money I got made, and made a budget sheet for me. And I'm like, bro, who in the right head would even do this for me? I don't know anybody who would make a budget sheet for me. So it's like all these little things they've helped me with. And that's not even including like business. And when it comes to business, they're always coaching me. They're telling me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what's right, what's wrong. Again, I don't need to take any of their advice. But, if it's my coach who's telling me stuff that they've gone through in the past, I'm most likely going to want to avoid those things that they maybe messed up on or that they did. And then, last but not least, another con. Time and effort required. Just how I talked to you about, how, it's not a get rich quick opportunity. You need to invest time and effort into this. Because what? You saw the video I showed you. The pipeline builder. He went to work 9 to 5. After that, it's 5 to 9. He still put time. He still put effort into building that pipeline. Other people, what? They criticized him. They laughed at him. It's not going to work. But are you really willing to overcome that? Are you really willing to be resilient and wanting to be like, hey, you know what? You can say this about me. I'd appreciate if you just keep it to yourself, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You might not see it now, but I can see this. I can foresee the future, and me in 5 years, I'm going to be chilling. So it's really just on like how much time and how much effort you want to put into it. Because people are like, oh, can I put in like 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week? I'm like, okay, that's completely fine. But, that's what your paycheck's going to come out to be what? 10 hours, 20 hours a week. And that's if you're going out there closing sales, like doing things for your business. But does this kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. And then this is our process. So essentially, we just completed step 2 right here. And step 1, we got to meet each other. We got to talk to each other. And, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7-step selection process. Again, I'm never once going to charge you for money in this process. So if I introduce you to Tona, maybe after step 3, he's like, hey, let me get $20. Don't give him $20. Nah, I'm playing. He won't ask you for money either. But yeah, I'm telling you this because if anybody asks you for money in this business, that's a red flag. And definitely let me know, because it's like nobody should be asking you for money. And not even if Tona's like, hey, bro, let me get 20 for gas, bro. Nah, don't give it to him. Nah, he won't do that. But so essentially we just finished the value assessment, and we just reviewed the materials of pretty much the structure, the model of this business. Your next step would be our group evaluation. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. We have our group evaluations on Tuesdays around 6:30. Let me see. Yeah, we have it at 6:30 on Tuesdays. Do you work Tuesday, or are you free on Tuesday?
I'll be free.
Are you free? Okay, perfect. I mean, I'd love to send you the flyer and to invite you to that meeting. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of your questions answered, especially if you kind of just feel like all this information at you. You're like, dang, this is a lot of information. When you get to this meeting and you see it on Zoom, or maybe even in person. I know sometimes they do them in person, like in Santa Clara or in Fremont, or they do them in what else do they do 'em in San Jose. They do them all around down there in that area. And I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted if it's in person. I highly recommend going in person because, like I told you, bro, like it's gonna be unexpected. Like you're gonna expect a very professional environment, and yes, it is professional. No vulgarity, no cussing, no drinking, no smoking. It's our group evaluation meeting. The dress code is what, business formal, so like business professional, suit, tie, blazer, dress shirt. Um, do you have a blazer or like a shirt? Maybe not a tie if you don't have one.
I think I might have just like a regular polo
Regular polo,
and some jeans.
some jeans. Okay, for sure. Um, I do have extra blazers. I don't have one that's fits me a little bigger. I'm trying to think. I could let you borrow.
Or I could see. I'll look. 'Cause I have
Okay.
some suits, but I have like two, but I don't know if they fit still.
Yeah, no worries, bro. I mean, I still need to find out if the meeting's even gonna be in person or not. If it's on Zoom, hey, don't tell anybody I told you this, but you only gotta wear like the top up. Hey, but you didn't hear that from me though, okay?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so like if it's on Zoom or in person, I'll let you know. I'll send you the flyer as well. But for our weekly Tuesday meetings where we have our group evaluation, it is business professional, so we do recommend people wearing a dress shirt, a tie, and a blazer. If not, then you could just wear a dress shirt and a blazer, and if not, then a dress shirt's fine too. But we like to uphold the standard of having a professional meeting, and then what maybe on our this is later down in the road, but on our weekly Friday meetings as well, we like to just be more casual. So just like a polo shirt, like this is fine. Nothing crazy, no suit, no blazer, no everything, no like maybe just casual shoes too. But you know, I just kind of wanted to share that with you a little bit. But step four, pretty much after step three would pretty much be partnership expectations, like what we expect from you, what you should expect from us. Five would be team introductions. We kind of introduce you to more people, maybe start talking to you, and like connecting you with maybe our coaches, maybe with other business partners that we have as well. Step six, we know we review their partnership, kind of go through like not like a what is it called again? Like a questionnaire, but we'd send you like maybe like this EOP form. Pretty much, it's called end of process questions, like what you think about the process, how the process could be better, and what you think you learned from the process. Like pretty much, we just want to see. It's not like a test or anything like that. We really just want to get to see like how much you learn going through the process, and it's for a way for us to like better our process, but also for you to kind of speak up, see what you learn, and see how we can do it better, things like that. And then step seven is a potential partnership with us. Um, and I'm just being very transparent with you. These whole seven steps, like I said, and I will continue saying, we won't charge you any money. So don't think, remember, hey, run it, give me $10. Like, I'm not gonna charge you money, since you're pretty much someone who's going through the process, someone who's learning about the business. Every fee gets waived. So even if I send you a flyer to, let's say, an in-person meeting, maybe business owners, we need to pay $10 or $15 to get into the meeting. That's because we all together collectively, we rent out maybe a hotel, or we rent out like that, like room wherever like the meeting is in. But if it's ever like that, even if it has like a fee on it, you don't have to pay because you're learning about it. It's complimentary for you. So throughout the whole process, even if it says, if someone's, hey, I need to pay, be like, oh, I'm a candidate going through the process. Oh, okay, you're good. Go ahead. So you're lucky. When I
Yeah.
was a
So it'd
candidate,
be
what was that?
so it would be just the group evaluation where I would have to have like a blazer and stuff on.
Just for the group evaluation, honestly, and then for like these things over here, this can be like more casual meetings. It's not very like I'll let you know in advance when you need to like maybe like dress professionally, but you can pretty much be casual every meeting unless it's like our Tuesday meeting or our Friday meeting. But even then, I'll give you time in advance. Like, hey, what's the dress? Like, I'll let you know the dress code. Let you know if it's in person or if it's gonna be on Zoom. But really, it's just a group evaluation that's like business professional attire, and then it's just business casual for our Friday meetings. But Friday meetings is like that's more down the line. You don't need to worry about that yet because you're still learning about the process. You're still gonna barely see the group evaluation. Yeah, the Friday meeting is like maybe once you start getting like to maybe join more meetings, maybe actually want to like start being a little bit more serious and learning about it, then you can maybe see, oh, maybe some products that we offer, maybe some education, if the topic's relevant, I'll share with you. But if it's not, I'm not gonna make you go into a meeting that's not gonna benefit you. So
Mm.
unless it's like gonna help you grow or like help you maybe think outside the box a little bit more or help you like learn more about our products, then I'm like, hey Brian, if you have some time today, you should join up. This meeting is gonna help you a lot. But if it's like more leadership based, if it's something that you won't really understand, I don't want to just invite you to a meeting. You're just gonna be like you're gonna be like, I'm not trying to be here, bro, because it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that to you either. But is this pretty clear to you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, for sure. Well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was everything. I can stop sharing my screen now. Dang, I was sharing my screen, but since I was doing that, I couldn't even see you. It's like the whole time I just saw the Canva thing. I didn't even see you. But
Good,
and
bro.
what'd you think about it, bro?
Good, bro. Look, took my notes.
Hey, oh, I didn't even know you were taking notes, to be honest, bro. I was just seeing
Yeah,
like
that's what
the.
I was. I was like, I don't know if this guy sees me looking down. And I was like,
I
this is kind of
don't like.
rude, but I was taking my
I was
notes.
trying to see because like I wanted to get like my little like camera so I can see you too. So like, cause I don't like I was just talking to like the what's it called again, the slides pretty much. But I was just
Mhm.
looking at the green little thing in the camera there. Hopefully he's looking at me, because if not, this guy's probably just walking around or doing something. But nah, you're there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad you like that. Was there anything that like really stood out to you like throughout this like what like presentation?
I mean, I really liked how you kind of hit on the why it's not easy to create passive income. I feel like whenever I talk to people about things like this, they get really defensive. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Because it's just like a sense of like they already that's what they're used to. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And definitely like the Z0 goal and
Mm.
that I
Okay.
like that. I liked how you also explained the money blueprint and the mindset, action, and result.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just some of the things, but
No, that's good,
definitely
bro. Well,
wrote
I'm
some stuff
I'm
down.
glad you took notes, bro. I'm actually surprised. I've done this like this presentation for other people before, and they're just like, oh, okay, uh-huh. And I'm like, oh, I mean, like no shame with it, like maybe people
No, yeah,
process information differently. Me personally, though, when someone's like teaching me something, I have to write it down because I'm just saying I learned this in college. I also learned this in the business. It's scientifically proven to remember something if you write it down.
yeah,
Even if like you don't know what it is, like if you write it down, you're gonna see it, and maybe what you can search it up later. Like, hey, chat GPT it. Tell me more about this. So I commend you for that. Good job in writing notes. But yeah, bro, do you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything else?
so then our next meeting would just be on Tuesday.
Yeah, it'd be like Tuesday, like 6:30. But
Tuesday 6:30.
yeah, I actually wanted to send you some material as well. I was thinking of maybe sending you this one video. Let me see. Um, let me see if you. I'll send it to your number again too.
All right, sounds good.
It's pretty much gonna break down like the employee mindset and the business owner mindset. Discover. I think it's gonna help you a lot too.
So I would also get recruited after the 7 steps.
So after the 7 steps, um, if you would like to, continue and actually want to start your own business, um, I don't want to say like technically you'd get recruited, but it's almost like a recruitment, I'd say, because what, like, almost everything is like a recruitment. We're not gonna charge you anything, but it's like, um, if you want to sign up, you can like, yes, you can sign up technically, but I mean, you sign up for school, you signed up for your work.
Hmm.
Damn, like when you got born, bro, they signed a piece of paper, bro. So
Yeah.
it's like, technically, I guess, yeah, it's like a recruitment type of thing, but like this is why we have the process. We don't just recruit you blindly. We want you to understand everything in the business before you make that decision. Because we're not gonna like show you everything like, okay, now you need to join. It's gonna be like, we're gonna give you the option, like go through the process and like, okay, after you saw everything, after you saw the whole business, right now you're still like, you haven't even seen everything yet. You maybe just like the
Yeah.
tip of the iceberg. But once you finish the process and you see everything, that's when you can like really make an educated decision. All right, do I want to do this? Is it something I want to move forward with? Um, I've had people I've walked into the process. They're on step 6 or 5. Like, you know what, man? I've seen a lot of the business already. I saw that this is something, it's really beneficial, but it's not for me. Okay, no worries. Walk away. We still text here and there. We still, we don't just burn the bridge. But it's like, there's some people that maybe this just isn't for them. They say like, what, I just don't have time. But when people give me that one, I'm like, all right, that one might be a little bit of an excuse. I don't have time either, but you got to make time. And so, there's a lot of things that people have told me before, but at the end of the day, I'm never once gonna be like, hey, Brian, if you don't do this right now, I'm never gonna talk to you again. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that, bro. Yeah, let's say you don't want to do it. That's completely fine, bro. We can still talk. We can still be each other on LinkedIn because I still have your number, bro. Like, we're still gonna talk every day, bro. It's not gonna be weird. But yeah, I'd say like technically it would be like a recruitment then, but we would show you why. We wouldn't just like, hey, join this thing, sign up. We're not gonna tell you nothing about it. That's why we have a process. That's why we want to show you everything before you even
Okay.
make a decision.
That sounds good. I think that was my only question, to be honest.
Yeah, no worries. And then I mean, if you think about anything else like after like the meeting today, just shoot me a text. You can even call me. Hey Chris, I was thinking about this and that. Tell me more about this or tell me more about that. Like if you call me, bro, like if you text me, bro, I'm gonna respond to you, bro. Like I said, bro, the process is in your hands. I'm never once gonna slow you down or be like, hey, you call me or you text me, hey Chris, I finished the video. Let me get another video or something like that. I'm never gonna be like, no, Brian, you can't have another video. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you be slow in the process on purpose. Like, no, I'm not gonna hold you back. But I sent you that video and let me see. Employees can't run business. And then there was another one too about I also wanted to send you this one right here. This one's more about um, motivation and like the importance behind having motivation. Usually I only send out one video, but I want to send you two because I mean you read the book in like 2 days. These videos are like an hour long. You don't gotta watch them all in one sitting. You can break it down if you want. I definitely recommend taking some notes on it, but I feel like they're gonna help you kind of just based off like what you told me. I like the why employees can't run business. I feel like you kind of already understand that one. You can even put that one in like 1.5, maybe 2 speed. It's gonna maybe talk about some things that maybe you already knew, maybe some new things, but definitely the other one, why everyone should have motivations. I feel like that one would help you a lot because just from like getting to know you a little bit more, Brian, I've seen that like you have these big dreams, these big goals. You want to do a lot, but then you just like you tell yourself, oh, it's good, like I can just chill, or like it's this, it's that. Like you put almost like excuses in front of yourself, but it's okay. Sometimes I still do that, bro. Like today, I was supposed to what wake up super early, work out, go on a run, eat breakfast, bro. I woke up, bro, and then I'm like, all right, bet. It was like 9. I'm like, what is this, bro? Like I was trying to wake up early. But no, so pretty much like nobody's perfect. But I feel like that video is gonna help you a lot because I remember when I watched that video, it made me realize why I should leverage motivation. Because people try to build discipline and consistency like this, but that doesn't come without motivation. Yes, motivation comes and goes, but if you can consistently have little sparks of motivation, that's going to help you build up little sparks of discipline. That little discipline is going to add up over time. So I sent you that video, why everyone should have motivations. I think it'll help you a lot. And yeah, just share back with me what you think about it. And I just say, try to finish them up before Tuesday, if you can. And yeah, if not, I mean, finishing up one is fine too. But I just recommend finishing them both up before Tuesday. But yeah, so I'd say what, Tuesday 6:30. I'll send you the flyer when I get it. Usually I get like a flyer one, like the date, the time, and the place, because sometimes it's on Zoom, sometimes it's in person. Um, I'll ask around for it today when I go to San Jose. But yeah, bro. I also wanted to ask you too. After that meeting, we usually have like a follow up meeting with people after they see like the company, because essentially the third meeting, this like our Tuesday meeting, you're gonna see the company, you're gonna see the compensation plan, how the money works, and you're gonna get to see the products. You're really gonna get to see like the whole picture. So you'll
Mm.
probably have like a pretty much like a rough draft of what the business is essentially, like the company name, the compensation plan, and I can sit down right now and I can tell you everything. But this meeting has already been going on for like 2 hours. I don't think we need. I don't think we want to be here for like until like 5 p.m. where I just tell you everything right here and now. I'm pretty sure you're hungry. I'm pretty sure I'm hungry. I'm hungry, but
Yeah.
what's it called again? But yeah, man. I mean, if that's fine with you, I'd like to have like a quick follow up meeting, maybe after the 6:30 meeting. That meeting maybe lasts like an hour and a
Yeah.
half max, and then we just have like a quick like maybe like 20-30 minute follow up meeting, where I definitely want to introduce you to Tona, because I know he would definitely be joining that meeting, and I feel like you guys would connect really good. So I really just want to connect you with Tona, but also kind of just show you like a short quick presentation of like the just so you could understand like what we show you at the business model, like for the third meeting. Because I remember when I first saw that meeting, I just saw it and I'm like, like there's so much knowledge, like the money, the company, like products, like I didn't even know where to start. Like, I was like, what? I was taking notes, but I'm like, dude, what? And then I had a follow meeting with Tony. I'm like, okay, this helps a lot. I can get all my thoughts out, my questions asked, everything, it comes out. But if that's good with you, bro, then we can set that up.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Okay.
I didn't send you the summary of the book, by the way. I
All
completely
good, bro.
forgot.
You
But
could you could just send
I
me.
was writing it down, bro.
Hey, there you go. And if anything, bro, you could just send me pictures, bro, too. Cause then I
Yeah,
I,
it's good.
I, I don't want you to type everything out. Cause I remember I walked one of my friends through the process, and he's like, "Oh, bro, I took notes on this video, bro." He's like, "But I haven't sent you it." I'm like, no, that's fine. He's like, "Oh, like the reason I haven't sent you is because I'm typing it all out." I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean?"
Damn.
I'm like, I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, it's like I took notes on it, but I'm typing everything else so I can send it to you." I'm like, "Bro, just take a picture of it and send it to me." He's like, "Oh, you write, huh?" I'm like, "Bro, what?" Like, bro, it's like freaking torturing himself right there. But yeah, no, but you could just send me a picture of them, bro. I'll definitely take a look at them. Maybe I'll even show them the Tona too, because I know he definitely likes to be involved, especially when I take people through the process. He likes to know who they are, what the person's like, and through your notes you can kind of see, like, okay, did this person just summarize it? Did he actually like reflect on it? Like, did he like maybe use advice or like things that he saw from the book and like maybe apply it to his past life, or maybe he's thinking about ways to apply it to him moving forward. Because before, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I would just summarize a lot. I would read something or watch a video. Oh, the video talked about this, and that. I like this part a lot because da 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 da. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's a good start. But when it comes to like really like trying to like learn something, or like really trying to like watch something and like gain something from it, is like, all right, you want to try to put yourself in that person's shoes and be like, okay, how can I benefit from this? How can I take this advice and apply it maybe? Or how can I reflect on this? Like, how can this be applicable to my past, present, or future? So those are things that just little tips I can try to share with you right now. Because I remember before when I was going through the process, man, Tono would send me videos, this and that. Like, oh, I literally like this because this and that. But I wouldn't ever share like, oh, this is how I can apply it to my life and this is how I can grow. And so they're just
Okay.
like, Chris, we noticed, that you summarize a lot, and like it's not bad, it's a good start. But you want to get to that point where you can slowly, start reflecting, start making it applicable to yourself. And I'm not saying this to overwhelm you. I know it can be a lot right now because you're probably right now. It's okay if you're summarizing. I'm not saying it's bad,
Yeah.
but that's like where you start off, and that's completely fine. Because I don't expect you to know everything and to be like, oh, this thing, this thing, like I'm gonna apply this right here, and I'm gonna try it tomorrow, and I'm gonna start applying it every single day now. So it's like I don't expect that from you.
Oh
You're
yeah.
still learning. So
Yeah, I mostly just write them down for like mental notes. So I
oh
don't
yeah,
really
no, definitely.
summary them down. So I'm just like,
That's what I do too. Like, I remember I would just like write like the points of like whatever it was he talked about, and I would just like write that down because I think that would be like either something important or like I related to it or something like that. But
that's good.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll send you the pictures then.
Yeah, for sure,
after
bro. Just send
we're
me them
done
when you
here.
can.
Yeah.
No rush. But yeah, just try to have all the like all the notes sent to me. I say before we meet up on Tuesday, if possible.
Mm.
Um, and then
I
yeah.
can get them to you today, bro.
Okay,
Like
for sure.
right
You
now, I'm
got.
just trying to. We're both trying to go eat, bro. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, we're both trying to go eat, bro. But I need a dip, bro. I'm gonna go eat right now too. You trying to go eat? Well, I also need to freaking pay this dumb ticket from UC Merced. Tell it down, bro. They
It's
did,
bad,
they did me
bro.
dirty, bro. It was literally the last day I was in Merced too, bro, and they
You're
gave me
lying, bro.
the
That's
day
I get.
I was moving out, and they gave me a ticket, bro,
That's
or
crazy.
a citation. But I appealed it, and then they reduced the fine, so it was like $80. Now it's 38, but still dumb. But
Yeah,
yeah, bro,
bro.
I'll let you go then, bro.
All
We can stay in contact. I know I'm hungry. 2 hours already, but I'll catch you, my man. Take care, and
See
I'll
you,
hit you
bro.
up when I go over there, bro. I don't know, maybe
All
I
right.
can swing by and see you or something, but I'll let you know.
All right. See you, bro.
Peace out, bro.